Welcome. I invite you to subscribe, like, and share this story. We really appreciate your support. This is a new format of life stories from the Tinder. It is very important for us to hear your opinion in the comments. Enjoy the journey. Mila, 35 years old, Canada. Once, thanks to this application, I had a brush with history. When I reflect on the potential consequences now, it sends shivers down my spine. I connected with a man on Tinder, and our communication escalated quickly. We had plans to meet the following weekend, even choosing a restaurant for dinner. However, during one of our pleasant evenings, my new acquaintance revealed something unsettling. He spontaneously decided to share details about his past. It turned out he had a wife with whom he maintained communication, but that wasn't the worst part. The most alarming confession he made was that he had narrowly escaped imprisonment. Naturally, this raised my concern, as one does not end up under investigation for no reason. I decided to dig deeper into my friend's background by utilizing various online databases, and you won't believe what I uncovered. It turned out he was not 38 years old, as stated in his profile, but rather 43. Furthermore, he had been through 2 trials and had debts exceeding $3 million. Naturally, I couldn't stay silent, so I confronted him, demanding an explanation. Sadly, he was at a loss for words. After this incident, I now insist on engaging in lengthy conversations and thoroughly verifying personal information before agreeing to date anyone. I feel compelled to caution other women to exercise extreme vigilance and not to take the word of a stranger at face value. Opinion of the channel's author. Dating through apps and websites is not vastly different from real-life encounters. Here too, everyone wants to present their best selves, but caution is essential. Trusting strangers based solely on their initial words and sharing overly personal information should be avoided. We can never predict who may be hiding behind the screen. Always prioritize your safety and adhere to security measures, refusing to meet individuals about whom you know little or nothing. Martha, 25 years old, Texas. Before my permanent move to Florida, I used to come there every few months from time to time. I wanted to assess if I was really ready for such an important step and, if possible, make some friends in the process. To facilitate this, I decided to download Tinder, where I came across Mark. We met and instantly became close, quickly becoming friends. He helped me find a place to live, provided support, and introduced me to the city. We are still in touch, and I truly believe that our meeting played a key role in motivating my decision to move. Mark helped me realize my dream. However, there was also an alarming incident that could have ended in a dangerous way. About 6 months after I settled in Florida, I felt ready for a serious relationship. Naturally, I was looking for a potential life partner on Tinder. One evening, when I got bored at home, someone I was chatting with offered to meet, and I agreed. I arrived at the appointed place and only then realized that our date was to take place in the restaurant of the hotel where he was staying. I felt uneasy because we were there alone and it was already quite late. I felt in danger. While we were talking, his phone suddenly went dead, causing a hysterical outburst when he slammed it on the table. I was getting more and more tense and asked him to call a taxi to take me home. He refused to let me go and insisted that I stay with him overnight. Things took an even more alarming turn when he tried to drag me away by force. However, I managed to escape and run to the toilet, where I called a taxi and miraculously escaped. Fortunately, that's how it ended, because we can only speculate what he could have done to me. Opinion of the author of the channel. In the field of dating, you need to be prepared for both positive and negative experiences. However, in the face of setbacks, it is important not to lose hope. Throughout our lives, we encounter various situations that cover both friendly and romantic relationships. It is important to remember that this experience serves as lessons, helping us to develop resilience and the ability to establish meaningful connections with other people. Amanda, 18 years old, Colorado. We planned to meet at the carnival at 9 p.m., but he overslept and called me at 9:30 when I was already waiting for him there. At that moment, I lost interest and decided not to meet him again, so I told him not to come. Despite my initial decision, he begged me to give him another chance, and against my better judgment, I agreed. However, circumstances took an unexpected turn when my father became seriously ill, which required my presence next to him in the hospital for the next 6 weeks. I considered it my priority to visit him every day, which left me little time for anything else. I had to explain to the person I was dating that I couldn't make dates because of the difficult situation with my father. Unfortunately, my explanation caused him great anger. To my surprise, he resorted to an unusual method of action. He created a fake Instagram profile and started following all my friends. Taking an aggressive step, he started watching stories with my friends, hoping to catch a glimpse of me. One day, he noticed me in one of these stories and impulsively showed up without an invitation to a restaurant where I was with my friends. His arrival was far from pleasant. He threw a tantrum, resorting to name-calling and derogatory remarks. Feeling threatened and worried for my safety, I warned him about involving the police if he refused to leave peacefully. Reflecting on this unusual and upsetting sequence of events, I now understand the importance of trust, respect, and personal boundaries in any relationship. It was a difficult experience that taught me valuable lessons about how to prioritize my well-being and stand up for myself. Opinion of the author of the channel. When dating and relationships, trust your instincts and set clear boundaries. If someone disappoints you or shows inappropriate behavior, don't be afraid to leave. Put your well-being at the forefront and never allow disrespect or aggression. Alice, 20, 2 years old, Florida. We lived about 25 minutes away from each other. We agreed to meet at the beach pier, which was a convenient stopper for both of us. Before our meeting, we actively communicated and he seemed completely normal to me. When I arrived at the pier, he sent me a message saying that his driver's license was taken away from him, which does not allow him to get to the scene of the accident. Considering the distance, it seemed impractical for him to make this journey. Despite this, I inexplicably agreed to go to a pizzeria near his house. Arriving there, I settled down at the entrance, patiently waiting for him. When he appeared, it became obvious that his photos on Tinder were 5 years out of date. He resembled an emaciated version of himself, with disheveled hair, sweaty appearance, and holes on his t-shirt, resembling a heavy smoker. I greeted him with a gentle hug and invited him to sit down. In response, he rejected the idea of ordering pizza and suggested going to the park instead. Awkwardly, I answered with an uncertain okay and noticed that his piercing and gums were stained with a black coating from smoking. By this point, my attraction to him had significantly decreased, but I decided to continue the meeting out of politeness. We ventured out into the park and found a bench where we could have a quiet conversation. Before I could even sit down, he abruptly pulled me onto his lap, continuing to touch me inappropriately, saying the words, "God, baby, you're so cute." I managed to free myself from his embrace, trying to keep up the conversation. However, he diverted his attention, absorbed in sending someone a message on his phone, completely ignoring my words. A few minutes passed before he interrupted me with a question. "Listen, do you use drugs?" "I have a friend who can supply us with the necessary substances." I immediately refused. He insisted insistently. "Come on, baby, my apartment is right around the corner. We can have a great time." Once again, I rejected his advances. Suddenly, he aggressively grabbed me by the neck, pulling me closer and uttered humiliating words. Then he licked my face from chin to ear. I'm shocked. I'm sitting here trying to make sense of what just happened. Surprised and confused, I sat there trying to make sense of the situation while he casually chatted about unrelated things. After experiencing the shock, I pretended that I had received an urgent phone call and quickly left. Now, with a stronger sense of self-esteem, I refused to tolerate such behavior from anyone. This incident happened 3 years ago when I was 19, and since then, I've become wiser thanks to this experience. Opinion of the author of the channel. Trust your instincts and prioritize your safety when meeting someone new. If you notice any red flags or inconsistencies between their online profile and their appearance in real life, consider this a warning sign. Don't be afraid to defend your boundaries and get out of a situation that makes you uncomfortable. Remember, you deserve respect and should never put up with abusive or inappropriate behavior. Learn from past experiences and give yourself the opportunity to make better choices in the future. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey of love, betrayal, and redemption. I appreciate your support and encourage you to subscribe, like, and share this story. Your participation and feedback are invaluable for shaping our content and promoting mutual understanding and community growth. Until we meet again.